Just mentioned Corey in the interview with Joanne. Yesterday we found out UFC is going with Anthony Smith versus Jon Jones on March 2nd, UFC 235. Not quite 100%, but it appears to be a formality at this point. Jon has the hearing on January 29th in Nevada, and once that's a go, gets his license, that'll be a go, and then the co-main event is Woodley versus Usman. So Corey Anderson not getting that title shot. He was campaigning for it. So I want to talk to him about that and so much more. He is kind enough to be joining us in studio right now. The great Corey Anderson is here. What's up, Corey? Please have a seat. And I appreciate you making the trek, my man. Get comfortable. Your lovely wife is here. Hello. I understand she's pregnant, right?
Yes, sir.
Getting close, correct?
2 months, 2.5 months.
Oh, my. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. Your first one, correct?
Yes, sir. I like what Joe was saying.
Okay, well, if you don't mind just getting a little close, let me help you here. What did Joe say?
After the fight, he was saying, well, me and Jon had a mix-up. He was saying, Corey has a 3-year-old, and his wife is due with their second one here in a couple months. But nope, it's our first child.
Okay. That's a pretty big mistake to make.
Yeah. Well, I was telling Jon we had been together 3 years, and we're having our first.
Okay,
I think he misunderstood it on the phone and said his 3-year-old.
Okay. Are you nervous?
No.
Not at all. You're excited?
Yeah.
This is something you always wanted. You wanted to be a dad.
Something I always wanted.
Okay.
But, since I got a little older and got a girlfriend and got married, it was something I was really looking forward to. Starting my own family and sharing the things, the wisdom my father showed me and all the hard work I know, teaching it to the youth. So
now, do we know the sex?
Yes, it's a boy.
It's a boy. Wow. How do you feel about that?
I feel great about it. Excited. Get him. If you want to join wrestling, whatever it is, I just want to be there as that father, supportive, and see him do what I did and like my father did for me.
So you're not going to push him to be a fighter, be a wrestler?
I'm not going to push him to do anything.
Right.
Whatever he wants to do, I'm going to be there and support him.
Would you, do you want, the life that you have, do you want your child to have that life? Is this the life that you would recommend?
I would love for my child to be a wrestler, but I would not want him to be a fighter.
Interesting. Why?
I tell people all the time when they ask me for advice, I say, don't do it. Fighting is a great, like I tell people all the time, if I could, I wouldn't be fighting. I would go back and be a college wrestling coach. That was my dream job. But the money didn't match up equivalent to what I make in fighting, I make a good living in fighting where I can just do this and train, which is what I love to do. And wrestling, I was making like $220 a week and just working other jobs just to make ends meet. But I loved it. It was satisfying for me to have kids say, Coach, because of you, I did this. That was what fulfilled me the most. But trying to balance the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter training and all that, and coach, it just wasn't. I couldn't give it my all and make the money I needed to make. So
if you reach like a top level D1 school, that job you can do full time, right?
Yeah.
But there's only a few of those great jobs.
Yeah, so
out there, right?
a few of those to get that head coaching position where you're making that Cale Sanderson money, where he signed for like $5.5 million for 4 years back in like 2012. So,
wow.
Yeah.
When you're done fighting, are you going to try to go back to that?
Oh, 100%. I already got my exit plan, the business plan, everything going.
Really?
I already got a job set up and waiting and everything.
Where is it?
So Marion College, where we used to coach at Lincoln College. He left and started his own program in Indianapolis. It's like a 2-year program now. And I already talked to him. He said, if you're ready, if you want, and you come back, I got a job for you. I always got a job for you. We work good together. So I plan on going right back there, starting my gym in Indiana, and just help him out on the other end.
So since you have the exit plan, do you know when you want to stop? Do you have an age?
Yeah.
Wow, you got it all figured out.
Everything.
What age?
So I got a business degree, so I never wanted to be a fighter, Fighting was just something when I was coaching Mark Fiore and Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes went to Lincoln College as well. And the first day I showed up to coach, Mark Fiore was there, and I was training at Rufus Sport and was Milwaukee after college. And he said, you got any interest to keep going? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, come to my gym, gave me his card. I went out there, and he told me, bro, you're going to be good. You can fight. And they ended up giving me my first fight, and that was it. But the plan is when I started at 23, I said 31. So by the time I was into 31, I wanted to be done.
Okay.
My mom, it was more my mom pushed it on me because she hated it. And now I'm at the point where I'm going to have a family and all that. I see fighters. I know guys that are in it with their family as they're away from home and the damage to the brain. I know what it does to the body. I don't want that. Like I said, I've been competing since I was in 3rd grade. I'm young enough. I have all my fight money has been saved. I don't spend my fight money. I work and teach classes to pay bills. So the plan is when I walk away, I'm not going to be hurt and have to go back and fight. I can start my other ventures and just veer off and be healthy, be there for my family, my wife, my kids, and there for the more kids we're going to have.
Wow, 31. That's young. Wait, how old are you now?
I'm 29.
So that's it? 2 more years?
Got to wait and see.
You know, MMA retirements, no one sticks to them. I don't even think DC's going to stick to his.
Yeah.
40 years old.
Well, like I said, fighting ain't something I want to do. It's just something I was good at.
Do you enjoy it? Like, do you enjoy the process?
I love it. I love waking up every morning, go to the gym, bright and early or dark and early. You can say heading there. I love it. Nothing, having my shake and just listen to music, know what I'm going to do today. 3-4 workouts, just thinking about it. That's what I live for. Okay. But at the same time, like I said, I don't want to keep beating my body up. I'm so beat up already. I'm 29. And I've been hurting since I was like 25. It's just, it's tough, but I'm going to keep doing it while I can. I'm always do it the best of my ability. Like I said, my plan of leaving isn't because, I'm tired, I'm done with it. It's just I want to save my body for my family. I don't want to be that guy slurring later on in life. I don't want to not be able to play catch with my kids anymore because my shoulders are so bad I can't throw the ball. You know, I'm already at the point where my shoulders are effed up. So I'm just trying to save myself.
So the story that I read was that Ben Askren is the one responsible for all of this. Is that accurate?
Ben Askren is responsible for me fighting. He's responsible for me and my wife and me.
What?
He's responsible for all that, yeah.
Wow.
Well, he got me to Rufus Sport, and she was the front desk lady at Rufus Sport. And
oh, my gosh.
Here we are now in New York.
Okay, so where did you see Ben Askren?
He used to come coach with Whitewater, University of Wisconsin Whitewater, where I went to school my senior year.
Okay.
And the coach got a hold of him somehow, and they had him coming in to work with us like once a week. And I used to wrestle with Ben, and after I was wrestling with Ben training for the Olympics. And one day he sent me an address. I thought I was going to a wrestling gym, but it ended up being Rufus Sport. And I walked in. The guys were sparring. Anthony Pettis was there doing like a picture. I think it was a thing like UFC magazine, jumping off the fence, doing pictures for that. Yeah, Sergio, it was Pascal Cruz, whatever his name was, Eric Koch, Duke Root, all these different guys there. And Ben walks off from teaching wrestling class, and he was like, "Did you bring your gear?" I just got my shorts and my wrestling shoes and stuff. What's up? Like, yeah, well, I want you to try something else. I want you to try sparring, try MMA today. And if you don't like it, you ain't got to do it. We go back to wrestling. But I think you'll like it. I think you'll be good at it. I didn't do it that day. I ended up just sitting there and watching. And I'm the type, like, I don't like passing opportunities. So all night I beat myself up. Like, I got to go back. I got to go back. So next morning, it's like an hour and 45 minutes from where my parents live. And I jumped on my motorcycle and head up to Milwaukee at like I got there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Rufus Duke opened the door. I was like, "Oh, he came back." Like, yeah, I just want to try. I said, "Good," because they sparring day.
Oh my!
I had a pair of like old beat up title gloves, and he gave me some shin pads, mismatched shin pads, and Ben Askren's old headgear, and that's all it was.
And you sparred?
I sparred
without any knowledge.
My first round, I think it was Ben Askren. I went with Ben. He went light. Then he had me go with Anthony Pettis just so I can feel what a leg kick was like. He kept kicking the hell out of my leg, and that hurt. I remember my leg being hurt for like 3 weeks. Like, I couldn't walk straight. Like, what in the world? He's like, "Do what you do." "What do you do?" I was like, "I wrestle." He's like, "Take him down. You can do that." After I took him down, "You too big." And he gave me a heavyweight. And I remember taking him down, just ground and pound the hell out of him. He said, "I don't care what you say, Corey. You say you're not a fighter. You don't want to fight, but you're a fighter. Like, you can be good at this. Like, you naturally just did pretty well. If you stick to it, you can be well." He said it in 3 fights. You can be in the UFC. I've seen it happen before. And in 3 fights, I was on the Ultimate Fighter. And
wow, that is wild.
Yeah.
And you came back after all that.
I came back. Like I said, once I started, I never wrestled in a singlet again. I didn't compete for wrestling again. I missed the trials, the Junior Olympic trials that was coming up. I missed that, and that was it. I'll never.
Why would you drop that dream for this new thing?
It was just weird. It was, like I said, I didn't intend to drop it. I was still training and wrestling.
Yeah.
But like after I missed that trials, the next one wasn't for a while. I ended up leaving to go coach college wrestling. And when I got down there, it was more coaching than competing. Yeah, I couldn't compete the way I wanted to compete as a wrestler in practice and coach kids. It's hard to teach a practice and wrestle at the same time. I got to watch and make sure my kids are doing the right thing. But I trained on the outside of practice times, like fighting in the mornings, and I go back at night. So I had more time to dedicate to that than I did wrestling. And before you know it, I got my first fight and just kept going with it.
Do you regret not going for the trials?
No, I don't have any regrets in my life, to be honest. You know, everything I've done, even the bad and the sad things I did back when I was young, like a little fat, lazy kid, I don't regret those things. 'Cause if I would have pushed myself hard like I do now, back then, I don't think the fire in me would be as lit as it is now.
Sure. Were you a troublemaker?
No, I was never a troublemaker. I was just a lazy kid. I was 300 pounds at one point.
No way.
Yeah. My dad had to drop me off at the football field, tell me he was taking me to a meeting and drop me off at the practice field for me to go play football in high school, and just left me there, and I ended up playing football all through high school. I wrestled since 3rd grade, but I was just there because my friends did it, you know. It's like all my friends wrestled, so I wanted to wrestle. My big brother wrestled. I did everything he wanted to do. But the passion was never there to be like the best on the team.
Right.
I just knew every day, 2:30 and 3:15, I go to practice and we wrestle. You know, but I was never sitting at the front paying attention to what the coach was saying, like, oh, that seems pretty cool, asking questions. You know, I'd go jack around with my friends just to be there. But then after an injury, my sophomore year, I broke my leg, and going to my junior year, I was like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of just being here, getting hurt and being somebody's practice dummy. I'm going to try. You know, if I try, I wonder what happened. And like the coach said, it's night and day. Like you're pretty good. You've been here your whole life. You just never applied it. And then after that, I never made the state tournament in high school. And I thought that was it for my wrestling. And the coach, Dave Clem, called me. Like, Corey, I heard about your work ethic and your mentality, and I want somebody like you on my team. Like, I give you like $1,800. You come here and you walk on, and we go from there. And that's been it. That guy gave me an opportunity. Dave Clem, the same guy that gave Matt Hughes a chance when he left Eastern Illinois. There's a few guys that fought in the UFC from there. What's his name? Matt. He fought Frankie Edgar.
Matt Veach.
Matt Veach, yeah. So quite a few guys that Clem gave an opportunity. And I met all those guys through him after when I started training. And like I said, call him to this day like my pops. I talked to him the other day. He's like a father to me because of him, I was granted opportunity, like a second chance to be an athlete again, and I picked it up in college. Like, I could be good. I can work hard. And all through college, I was always ranked in the top 10 or always made it to the national tournament, and I dominated, was always team captain. And like I said, that opened up doors for fighting and everything else in life.
When you say you were 300 pounds as a kid, what age were you?
I was 17 years old, 297.8.
Damn, that's the highest.
That was the highest. I remember was getting ready to go back to school from Christmas break, right before Christmas break or one of them, fall break or something, and we went to my buddy's house. He went to school with me. And he was getting all that stuff ready. His brothers, all the Dwyer brothers, they huge D1 wrestlers, national All-American state champs or whatever, and they all on the scale, got them lifting weights. And like, Corey, get on the scale. And I remember getting on the scale and that thing, and it kept going up and went to 297. And it stopped at that point 8, and they all started laughing, like, damn, bro, you big as hell, blah, blah, blah. You bigger than heavy. And I'm just sitting there looking at the scale like, oh, this that's not healthy. I come from an obese family anyway, family that eats soul food and all the extra grease. And it was like, we got to get healthy. Yeah. And after that, I started not even really eating healthy. I was just eating chunky noodle soup and like baked chicken sandwiches from McDonald's, but it was just a difference, and working out a little more, and the weight just started to fall off, and I got addicted to it, staying healthy and training, grinding all the time. I got all the way down to a low of like 199, and it was like that was just too healthy. My body fat was saying you can only get to like 201 and stuff like that, and it was get back up and get healthy at like 220, 230.
So you're introduced to MMA through Rufus Sport. You meet your future wife at Rufus Sport.
Yep.
And then you go. She just worked in the front.
She at the time she was working at the front. Like, people come in, welcome, show them all the different stuff, and then she ended up venturing into fighting. Later on. So,
wow. She's a fighter too.
She used to be.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now she's a mom to be.
Now she's a mom to be.
How'd she do as a fighter?
She did all right.
What was her record?
She don't think she did that well. I think it was like 4-3, whatever, 3-4, 1 or 2.
Okay.
But she wasn't into it as much as I was. Like, it was a hobby more of her. She loved it, but it wasn't like she was able to dedicate her life into it like everybody else, because she worked and did everything else. And then she was kind of like the person that you go to the gym after you're done with work, and you venture into fighting. It's more not like a hobby. You're serious about it, but you never got the opportunity to go full time. Okay.
Then you go on The Ultimate Fighter. You don't go back to Rufus Sport afterwards.
No.
Why not?
Well, at the time I went to Ultimate Fighter, I was down in Illinois coaching college wrestling.
Okay.
It was my first year when I got the opportunity. And like I said, I didn't even go back to that gym after. When I left, my coaches there told me, like, I'm telling you right now, I already know you're going to go win the show. I remember Bobby Prince telling me, I know you're going to win this show. Your work ethic, nobody can work harder than you. When you're done with it, I don't want you coming back here. There's nothing we can do for you anymore. Like, wow. I'm probably your biggest practice partner, but I got my own family. There's so much going on. You need to go somewhere else where people that can push you to be the best you can in the UFC. Wow. Granted, we're going to miss you, but it's what you need to do. I went back just to finish the college career. I made a deal with my heavyweight. You win nationals, and I'm done coaching. You win this national tournament, I'm done coaching. I already knew I was in the finals, but he didn't. And he won nationals, and I told him, it's my turn to keep my goal. I packed my bags, and I was gone. Paid my lease off, whatever, And I packed my bags and was heading to New Jersey.
Wow.
Next thing you know, I pulled up at Frank Edgar's father-in-law's, moved into the attic, and that was it.
You're not still there?
No.
No, okay. Now you have your own place.
I can't have a family in the attic.
Sure.
The Russians got it now.
Oh, right. That's right. that attic and that house. So Frankie Edgar's father-in-law, he sort of houses a lot of the new fighters that come to train with Mark Henry and Ricardo Almeida, right?
Yes,
it's sort of legendary, like the amount of fighters that have come through there. It's amazing. Does he actually charge you guys? Or
No.
It's unbelievable.
Like I said, in Ultimate Fighter, I thanked him so much. I tell everybody, he's the most generous man in America.
Wow.
Like when I got there, it was me and my brother. We pulled up. It was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. We pulled up on the 17th. And I called him. He was up waiting. He's like, I give you a quick rundown, blah, blah, blah. The door's never locked. There's a car outside with a key in it if you ever need to use it. The washer's here. There's an extra refrigerator downstairs. Bob, I'm from Brooklyn, so I don't believe in locking the door. If you take something, you're going to take it anyway. If I lock it, you're going to take it. So feel welcome to anything. My wife, she gets up early to go to the job, this and this, use the kitchen, blah, 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 make yourself at home. I lived there for 8 months. I don't think that guy ever, passed on me. He never came up to check on me. Never asked me where I've been. I come in late, whatever, bring people in. He never questioned anything.
That's unbelievable.
Always kept an open house. And to this day, she moved in when she came down. She lived there too at first until we got everything figured out. And we go over there now. Door's still unlocked, knock, walk in, and it's like family. Everybody either comes over or we come in and have a party, barbecue, whatever.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you're happy here?
Oh, yes, very happy.
Okay, and now things are going well. You had, I would say, maybe a difficult 2017. Would it be fair to say that?
A learning 2017. I won't say difficult. It was a good one for me. I needed it.
You had a couple losses there but you were okay. You saw the positives in them, which were
I need to get better. I can continue to grow.
Right.
Just like when I got to tell you a story of me growing up wrestling, when a lot of people don't know, I didn't win. I wrestled since 3rd grade, but I didn't win a match. I was a sophomore year in high school, and I remember after getting knocked out by Jimmy Manuel. And when I came to, I'm in the locker room, and Ricardo said to Corey, how is it that you always so calm after your losses? Like, I would want to kill somebody.
Right.
I said, Professor, when you grew up losing your whole life, you can handle losses like it's nothing. When you grew up losing since you was in 3rd grade, and people telling you to quit, just give it up, blah, 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 you just keep coming back. And when you start winning, you proving them wrong. When you take losses in real life, bumps and bruises, ups and downs, and people get deterred, you don't have that feeling because you felt it for so long. You know what it's like to come back from it. I know where I am now is because of my losses. I wouldn't be in the UFC if I didn't lose. I can tell you that right now. If I didn't lose growing up, I wouldn't be where I am. So taking those losses from Jimmy and OSP, I never even went back and second-guessed it. You can ask me why, I never had a sad moment at home. I was right back in the gym the next day, still laughing, still positive. When I lost in the national finals in college, I laughed on the podium, I smiled. Because if you come from where I come from to be where you are, you happy with those moments. You know, you just think about it, I can do better. I got here because of my losses. I'm just going to continue to go better.
That's incredible. Incredible life lessons. Yeah. I wish that I had that mentality about things. I don't have any of that.
I mean, a lot of people don't have the mentality I have, but like I said, I'm just a little different.
Yeah. Wait, when you say when you come from where I come from, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I was the only black kid in an all-white neighborhood, in an all-white town.
Wow.
So even when I was doing good in sports like football, I was doing good my senior year and whatnot. In junior year, it still took time for me to start because the other kids had, I don't want to say it's racist them, but that's just how it was. My brother did it. My sisters did it. We all did it. I knew my brother's probably one of the best running backs in school. But did he get to start? No. There was a kid on my team. He killed everybody on the running back, records, everything. He had all the records with the 3rd string.
Huh.
At the end of the year, he had all the records, all the scores, the yards, everything, but he was 3rd string the whole year.
Wow.
But he was a black kid. It was just the way it was. We didn't have it. And my father always said that. Yes, Rockton, Illinois, small town. It's changed now. It's more diverse now, but growing up, it wasn't. And I remember my father always saying, you got to remember, son, when you're white, you're right. We got to give it 150%, sometimes 200%. You got to go more. Remember, you're not going to get that spot you deserve, but you got to go out there and take it and keep working and stuff like that. So there's so many life lessons I've had, and along with just losing. When you lose so much, again, that was me. That has nothing to do with racism. But when I came back from losing, I realized that was all just a mentality I had. I wasn't on myself the way I should be. I can work so much harder and push so much harder, and there's so much more I can do. And every time I lose, it's the same way. After Jimmy, same way. I had to do more, get bigger, get stronger. I did that. Came back OSP, got knocked out. And I got to keep my hands up, got to keep moving, keep focused. 15 minutes, can't lose that focus anymore. Got to stay ready. We was winning that fight, but we let it slide at the end. I did that. 2018, I did all 3. I did everything I wanted to do. Yeah. All 3 fights, no problems.
3-0.
3-0.
So you have this great mentality, this great mindset. Fair to say, bit of a chip on your shoulder right now.
Yeah.
You feel like you've been wrong. by the likes of me and the UFC. More importantly, the UFC. But first, let's address. You should have been mentioned for most improved and comeback fighter. This is your beef with me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. I said at the top of the show I couldn't go through my honorable mentions because we were short on time, but that is 100% fair. You deserve that. You deserve. I mean, it's an amazing turnaround from getting knocked out twice to then going 3-0. Big win a couple of weekends ago. So you 100% deserve that.
Yeah,
so
it's not just the 3-0. It's the two
Sure.
people I beat the last two. Ariel Latifi, the Sledgehammer, everybody. If you read social media, did you think I would beat Ariel Latifi? Let's ask that. Did you even think I would beat Ariel Latifi? And be honest, because I don't mind.
I honestly don't make predictions. I swear. I had no problem. I have a lot of respect. Mark Henry and Ricardo Almeida.
Don't change the subject. This ain't
Mark
Pino's Pizza right now. This is Ariel Helwani. Did you think I was going to beat Ariel
Yes.
Latifi?
I
No,
thought you were
didn't.
going to kick his butt.
No, you don't. It's all right, because I know a lot of people did.
Were you
And to be
the
honest,
underdog?
Huh?
Were you the
Yeah,
underdog? Oh,
yes.
really?
I
Okay.
mean, we had the same manager, and I know Ali can't say that, but I think in my mind, I didn't think he thought I was going to beat him.
Okay.
Like, when all the stuff was going on with who was going to fight DC, and I seen Ali and the Lyrics hanging out a lot, and it got underneath my skin a little bit. And I was sending messages to people like, you tell it, I don't care that me and him got the same manager. Sign it up. And I remember Ali called me when all that going on, like, don't say anything about you fight Alir, this and this and this. But I wanted it. I didn't ask for it, but if it happened, I was ready. I wanted to prove, like, I know everybody doubted me. They think I can't beat him, but I can beat everybody in this division. Like, if I go out there and do what I have to do, I can beat everybody in this division. It's just I mess up a lot in the fights, and I give fights away. And all the fights I lost, except for Jimmy Manuel, you can't tell me there was anybody else pushing me around and beating me up. Jimmy Manuel was the only one that he actually beat me because we didn't get a chance for me to get to a point where I started dominating the fight. He caught me early. And I never take that away from Jimmy. He beat me. I will say that. But everybody else, I beat myself.
So when you found out that they went with Anthony Smith, who went 3-1 in 2018 and didn't go with you because you were campaigning for the Jon Jones fight, what was your reaction?
I mean, it bothered me. I was, like I said, it happened yesterday, and my phone was blowing up. Everybody sending it to me. I was bothered, but I wasn't going to sit there and cry over spilled milk. And I'm that type of person. I can sit there and cry about it forever. Like, I posted the stat thing yesterday, and everybody been saying, oh, but they gave to fight him. He deserved to fight more. I never said anything about the title fight. My post wasn't about the title fight. Somebody sent it to me. I just wanted everybody to know. You saying this, you saying that. He's beat the better competition. How he beat the better competition when he beat an unranked guy, number 8 guy, and I said Volcom. Yes, Volcom, I will give him that. Volcom, he beat that. But everybody else, when was the last time you heard Shogun or Rashad and talk for title contention? I'm not taking anything from either of those fighters. Respect them both, especially Rashad being like a big brother to me. He helps me out. He comes to Jersey and helps me with camps. But it's not like he went out there and beat Gus, Volcom, and somebody else and finished them. Then they say, oh, you don't finish people. Okay, Alir Latif's been finished one time, a body shot, and then got knocked out the one time when he shot into a knee. When's the last time Glover's been finished other than Rumble and Gus? It's not like I didn't beat top tier guys, but they made it seem like, oh, you beat some guys that just got signed the week before or something. These are dudes that's been legends. Guys have been trying to get beat. People that want to beat these guys, they can't do it, and I did it. But it seems like every time I beat somebody, they make it seem like, oh, they weren't good. They washed up. And so they're saying, wow, Corey did well. Corey's been working. Corey's improved. Give me that. Don't take away what I've been doing and say this person's washed up. He didn't deserve the shot. Just give me the credit due. If you say, wow, Corey did it, I'll be okay with it. But the fact that they're making it seem like these people are washed up. Think about, I beat Glover. He went from 3rd to 9th. I beat Alir. He went from 5th to 9th. Jan Blachowicz, who I beat my 6th fight ever, he beats Jimmy Manuel after losing to Jimmy and jumps to 3rd, and Jimmy drops to 4th. Anthony Smith beats Volcom, who goes from 2nd to 3rd. Anthony jumps to 2nd. But I beat number 3 and go to 6, then get dropped down to 10 without losing.
Wow.
Then I beat number 5, and I go to 6 again. When I beat Fabio Maldonado on a week notice, he was number 12, I didn't get put in the rankings. Or after I beat Jan Blachowicz on 2 weeks notice, when he was number 12, I didn't get put in the rankings. They moved him down to 13 and moved Fabio Maldonado to 12th. I beat Fabio Maldonado on a week notice, and then they put me in the rankings. Like, every time I beat somebody ranked, it's kind of like they just dog me out. Instead of saying he beat this person, they just say, oh, that person had an off night, or they're not who they used to be.
Do you think Jon chose Anthony over you because he thinks that he's the easier fight?
I don't know if it was Jon or UFC, but I think if it was on either way, I think the UFC took it because he gets the finishes.
Right.
But, okay, well, you got to think about that as well. If he's getting these quick finishes, we don't know what can happen. If he go out there and get finished quick, they're going to be, oh, we should have went with somebody different. You know what I mean? And if Jon picked it because it was an easier fight, I don't think Jon would do that. But if he did, he did. I think Jon likes to challenge himself sometimes. I would think. I don't know him personally. I've never actually had a conversation with him. But I would think being that good, when you're that good and you haven't been beat, you would want to challenge yourself.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean
I was saying, but I could be wrong.
I saw, I think you were talking to TMZ. You said that when you guys flew from Vegas to California, the whole 233 switch, you were actually sitting in back of him on the plane and you were kind of staring at the back of his head the whole time?
Yes.
What were you thinking?
Just think it's time for a change of the torch.
Yeah.
Like we're doing this. We're on this plane. I looked over at my wife and I could see she was uncomfortable with the baby and everything, and just seeing all the people that's inconvenienced. I could see how the UFC running around, just talking to different UFC employees who did a great job. I want to thank everybody from the UFC. The whole week they did great taking care of us. But you can tell they was all frustrated and flustered. There had a lot going on, emails and calls, and just talking to them on the phone. You could hear in their voice. They was just wore out. And then when Jon came with the plane, he was dancing and having a good time like nothing ever happened. Like, this isn't his fault. Like, he's still living a good time, having a good time, enjoying himself, having good moments with his coach, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm just thinking, like, if that was me, I would feel like just thinking about these people got to leave their family, got to change their plans and everything because I messed up. Like, I would have made a general apology right down the plane. I want everybody to know I'm sorry we're going through this. Sorry we had to get up early and get to downstairs by like 5-something so we can get to the plane to take off at 8. All these headaches. I want to apologize. I'm sorry for that. But instead, it's like he was having a good time laughing, joking, cracking jokes with the pilot and the flight attendants. And I remember when he put his hood up, when he was sitting there listening to him, looking at the back of his hood the whole time, like, I got to get there. Like, I got to win this fight this weekend, and I got to start my way to be the champ. There's no more just being here. I want to be the best. That's always been a thing. But there's no more just fighting to get to the top. I need to win this fight, get a title fight, and it's time to prove, like, it's time to change this attitude. Like DC, I like DC as a champ. I don't understand why people disrespect the DC so much. I respect him as a champ because you don't see him doing anything wrong. You don't hear him in the headlines. But it's kind of like now you see Jon Jones, he's a champ, and I'm just waiting for the next headline to come out. You know, I told people all camp, like, something's going to happen. I'm saying I may wait under 205 because I expected, even though he got in trouble, I knew, I was thinking something going to get to Cali, and he won't be able to fight, and somebody's got to step in. I was ready for the opportunity. And all camp, I told Coach, like, I'm just being ready. I'm being ready for a 5-round fight because I feel something's going to happen. Before we get there, something's going to happen where Jon's going to fail or something's going to happen. I was just prepared for it. And it happened, but it just changed locations. Yeah. Like, I remember Ricardo texting me, like, bro, you've been saying it all camp. Yeah. Like, I just had that feeling. Like, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. Like, if you did it before, it's going to happen. And I've talked to people inside the UFC, outside the UFC, that say, I don't believe, like, it was an accident the first time or the second time. I think it's going to happen again as well. And it did.
You were one of the few fighters initially who really came out and you put your thoughts out. And I very much respect you for that. Because I think a lot of fighters would be afraid to do that, but you really put your thoughts and feelings about the whole situation on Facebook. I'm wondering two things. A, did you get any blowback for that? And B, did they make it right in your eyes?
I got blowback from the fans, but the UFC never said anything to me.
From the fans?
That's about it.
The fans?
The people was.
What?
I got so much hate. People were still on Jon Jones' testicles after that. It's crazy. It's when you get the kind of clout that Jon Jones has where the people, even when you're in the wrong, are still trying to fight for your right, that's when you know something's really messed up. Because I was reading messages, and they got to the point where my wife just said, just turn the comments off. Like, I had one of my boys from back home, he kind of messed up in the head, and he said, bro, you better take your comments off, because if I see some more of these, I'm going to start finding people and just start killing. I'm like, yo, chill, you can't talk like that, bro. Like, this is driving me crazy. I can't believe people are really mad at you.
Wow.
So I had probably like 2,000 comments, and in like a day and a half, and more than half of them were negative people coming at me. Like, oh, you just mad, you just jealous. Jon Jones, just like when I posted about Conor when he threw the thing at the bus. It's the same thing. Conor's a king. He does what he wants. You can't tell him you're trash. You're the most boring fighter. You're the least exciting fighter. You're going to get cut soon. This. It's always something. And, like I said, I don't just go in one ear, out the other.
Did they make it right?
I think the UFC did well. They did all they could with what they had. Like I said, the UFC employees, phenomenal job. Dana, I'm sure when it happened, he reacted so fast. He didn't get time to think on it. So what he did from there, you can't blame or can't really I was upset. Like I said, the biggest part for me was seeing how my wife was uncomfortable, and I flew her out there, and I paid for her ticket, so they weren't going to rebook all that stuff. I had to do everything on my own. My family was supposed to come out. That stuff bothered me, but everybody got to Cali. Everybody made it to the fight, so I was happy with it. And as for what the UFC could do to make it right, I think they did the best they could.
Which is what?
They gave tickets to those that bought tickets in LA or Vegas and LA. They had this charter for if you was already in Vegas to get you in Cali on Thursday. And then the coaches, they rerouted their flights, and they made sure everybody had hotels and stuff when we got there. I had a problem getting them, and they got one for my other coaches. And it's like I said, I can't complain much more about that. That was all, like I said, I spilled milk in the past. And it's over with. Everything worked out. I had my family there. That was most important to me.
Do you think if the exact same thing happened to you,
I wouldn't even made it to Vegas? Come on. They got my test. They would have called me. That's it. You're scratched. You're suspended 4 years, 3. I first felony. I would have been suspended 4 years, It's Jon Jones. Like people say, he does sell tickets, but is it right? No.
Does that make you feel weird about the whole relationship with USADA?
I mean, like I said, I don't even care anymore. Like I said, Jeff came up to me right when was going down the way, and I liked Jeff. Like I looked up because I was hurt because he was the guy that took out Lance Armstrong. And I liked Lance Armstrong's story in college, and I found out like Jeff and he came over to us. Like I honored him. Like okay, we're gonna have a clean sport. And like I said, I don't know enough about the history of what happened with Jon Jones, the picograms, whatever it is, picograms. I didn't even study up on it enough, but from things I've heard and people saying like some of the stuff Jeff said was kind of like wishy-washy. I don't think that's true. And Jeff came up to me right before weigh-ins. He said, usually I always talk to Jeff. He comes, hey, Corey, what's up? I just paid him no attention. Oh. In my mind, I just kind of blocked him out. Like I said, I don't know enough to know if he was helping out or not to point a finger and say you cheated. But at that time, like I said, it's just the things I was hearing, if it was true, and to somebody I actually thought was a clean guy to change for this, it kind of bothered me. It rubbed me the wrong way. So that morning, I just kind of ignored him. I felt him touch my own shoulder, and I could see him kind of look like, yo, he didn't even say anything to me, but and then literally right after that, Jon Jones came around the corner like, hey, man, how you doing? I've never spoke to Jon before, and I heard him as he walked away. That was Corey Anderson, right? So I don't know if he read my post or what, but he came up and said something. And again, I put my hand, I shook his hand, but I didn't say anything to him. It's kind of, I don't have any room for.
Did he apologize?
Cheats. No.
Because I heard that he went up to everyone and apologized. He didn't do that to you. No. He just said, hello, how are you doing?
Yeah.
That's
hey,
it.
Man, how you doing? Literally. Was dancing and counting cards. So, hey, man, how you doing? I was in the front of the line. Put his hand out, shook my hand, and kept going. I heard him say, Coach, that was Corey Anderson, right? But he never said anything else to me.
Wow. That's interesting. What do you think of his performance?
I mean, it wasn't the Jon Jones we used to see him, but he got the win.
Right. So he gets the win. Now he's fighting Anthony Smith. I'll tell you something. Alexander Gustafsson's manager texted me before the show knowing that you'd be on and said that they want to fight you. They want to fight you in London, and they want me to ask you what you think of this.
My baby's due on March 12th, so I won't be fighting in March. Okay. I said the only way I was coming back to fight anytime soon was with Jon Jones in the title. That's an opportunity I won't pass up, but everything else got to wait for my family. And I'm not even putting my family behind for Jon Jones, but she agreed that was an opportunity. If it came, we'd take it. She was bothered by it, but it was an opportunity, we'd take it. But other than that, as much as she supported me and what she does for me, I'm not going to put her in a hindering situation where I'll be traveling. If she going through a stressful moment watching a fight and going to birth, and I'm not there, I'm not going to miss my first shot.
No, you don't want that. So you're on a break?
Yes.
Till?
I don't know. Like I told Ali, maybe June. We'll see.
Okay.
Wait to see after this fight. Maybe I'll do what Gustafsson did. What Gustafsson did. Just wait till I get my title shot. You know what I mean? It's not worth it.
Do you like the idea of this fight against Gustafsson?
I mean, I'll fight Gustafsson. I'll fight anybody. Every time Ali ever contacted me with a contract, I've never said no. Like, this guy said tweet stuff and say stuff. You know, I don't respond to him. But if Ali calls him and say, UFC offer you this, send me a contract. There's never been any and if, buts. There's no, let me talk to Mark. Let me talk to this. If he sends me a contract and he knows I'm fighting because I'm always in the gym, first thing I said is send me a contract.
Okay.
No matter who it is. But right now he knows I'm on a break. Until we're done with this baby, everything's checked out. My wife is healthy, my baby is healthy, and I'm able to go to the gym and don't have to worry about running home to take care of something. Don't even call me. Unless it's a title fight.
Sure. Once that time comes, though, Gustafsson would be a good one. I mean, I feel like a win over Gustafsson, you're set.
You would think, but knowing the way they do me. It's like I told Mick after the fight, like, bro, congrats, great fight. You definitely got to be in the top 5 now. Like, you would think. But knowing the way they do me, I probably won't. And sure enough, rankings came out, and I tagged Mick like I told him it wouldn't happen. It's just
And so where are you now? 6?
6.
Yeah, but those rankings are dumb.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're dumb.
You're right, but I feel like they go off of them for some reason.
Well, you know what's the thing? They use them when it's to their advantage. Oh, you're just 6. But then sometimes when they give a title shot to Dan Henderson, who's 13, they're like, don't look at those rankings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
You can't bake the cake and eat it too, but they do.
That's right. By the way, what's going on with your
finger?
Yeah, what's going on over there? Holy
still
smoke.
never healed. Got the ruptured tendon. I was actually going to contact.
Can you hold that up to that cam? What is happening over there?
What happened in the Glover Sarah fight?
What in the world?
I busted the knuckle up pretty good in college. So I was always fat this way, and never really healed all the way. And it always give me little pains. And then that fight, I remember in the 3rd round, Mark was like probably a minute and a half left. He was just calling a combo. I hit him with the cross, and I felt it. I looked at my hand, and my finger was stuck like this.
Oh man!
And I told him, like, no more punching. We're gonna wrestle. And
so it won't go down?
No, I got to get it scraped out. They said I can get a pin in it to help straighten it out more, but I wouldn't be able to bend my finger well. But the doctor said I can go in there and get it scraped out. So I was actually going to contact Joanne, the head of the UFC medicals. Joanne, going to get a call, see if we can get this taken care of. Now I'm on a break, get it scraped out, and let it heal some.
Does it hurt?
No.
Not at all? Jeez.
It's like the rest of them now. It's been like that for so long. It was soft.
Is that cartilage?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was soft and it was sore, but now it's so long.
So now I wonder, like, is that almost illegal?
What would it be illegal for? They
it feels like you have like an extra, padding there on that one.
Don't let me rip that right body shot. I threw it once on the Lear. I caught him one time with it, but
damn. Okay, so they could fix. That's unbelievable.
They say it's scar tissue. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know what's on the inside.
Were you happy with your win over Lear?
Yeah.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah, it wasn't the way I wanted. I wanted to get the finish. I was hoping we'd get to the ground, worked my jiu-jitsu so much, just can't. I was 100% confident. Went to the ground. I was going to finish it on the ground with a submission.
We're looking at some of the highlights here.
Yeah.
2 sledgehammers. You guys.
I'm not a sledgehammer. I'm more of a technical, a drill or something you can call it.
Well, I just mean you hit hard.
I don't think I hit as hard as the rest of them, but I make do with what I got. I'm working on it. But yeah, it was a good fight. Like I said, it was a fun fight for sure. A guy like him, I knew he was gonna throw stuff, wild stuff, trying to put me away.
I saw you shake your head at him over there, like, come on, don't be throwing that spinning stuff.
Well, no,
what do you guys say to each other over there?
Well, when he threw it, and I was like, nope, it didn't land. Where you going? And then at the end, he was like, come on. I was like, oh, come on. I just be like a tough guy.
Yeah.
Nothing but respect for Leo. I had no bad blood with him. Like I said before, we talked about it in UFC 196 when he fought Gian Vellante and I fought Tom Lawler. We had not words, but like congratulations, blah blah blah. And I knew right then, eventually I'm gonna fight this guy.
Right.
So he was prepared for that opportunity to come.
Yeah, Tom, unbelievable. That ended up being his last UFC fight.
Last UFC fight. I think it was from some steroids or something he had in his system. He got suspended for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it was Frank Mir with the picograms.
Yeah,
everybody in these little things. But they didn't get the leeway.
Yeah. But. You know what's the best about the picogram excuse? No one's saying that you took picograms. That's all that came out in the test. Yeah. But eventually, you have to take it, and then it gets broken down, and then it comes out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the people who use the picogram excuse, they're saying, "Oh, I have just a pinch of salt." No, that's not what we're saying. You took. That's just what came out. You get the difference?
Yeah. They didn't even go into the full test of what was in it. I'm sure it's probably more if they look into it, but that was what they based this title off of, picograms. And that's the story of 232, picograms, everything. And they got Instagram and Twitter pages named after it now. It's a hit. So go with it.
So you think 2019 you get a title shot?
Like I said, I stopped expecting things. I prepare for hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some people say, oh, you can wait out. Maybe they'll give you the shot. Like I said, do like the Gus did. Just wait. Just don't fight until I get another title shot. But chances of happening for me, doubt it. One more win, one more big win. Would they give it to me? I would think they should, but knowing the way they do me, doubt it. Now with Santos coming up in the 205 as well, right. Dominic Reyes doing good. They'll find a way to push these new hype trains up over me, But
don't let them get to you.
It doesn't. I'm going to keep living my life. I go home. I got a beautiful wife every day, a great life. There's no reason to let anything else get to me. I'm happy with my life. Whatever. I'm going to make my money, make my family happy, and we leave. We're going to leave on our terms.
Yeah, you only have 2 years left anyway. And like John said, you don't want this smoke.
Yeah, you're right. I want all the smoke. All of it.
I thought him responding to you meant that he was going to, give you the fight.
Hey, I thought too, but hey, that's what we get for thinking.
That's right. And that Philippians
The 413.
the verse, that's your favorite, right?
It's one of every fight morning. I read
saw it in
Philippians.
Don't you have it like in your gym or something?
Mark Henry has it.
Oh, okay.
He got a bunch of different Bible quotes in his basement.
And it's that same one that's tattooed on his chest.
Yes, he has that. John 3:16, another one. He got there's a bunch of different quotes he have on. He's a big Christian guy as well, biblical guy. He reads his Psalms 13 before every fight. We do our little team prayer, Psalms 13. And that's for me. I wake up every morning, I read Philippians 4:13 for fight morning. Philippians chapter 4, I read the whole chapter every time.
Wow.
Just testing my faith. Remember, no matter what happens, like I always post, no matter what happens, whatever, win, loss, draw, whatever happens is in the Lord's hand. And I'm a big believer in that. So, like, I know what I do in the gym, and the rest is on the Lord. Just go out to do what I do, and just know at the end, there's no questioning what he did. If I lose, whatever, it's a reason. If I win, there's a reason. If I don't get the title fight, there's a reason. There's a reason behind everything. So that's why I just don't sit there and cry about it.
So are we cool now?
We all right.
I feel like we do good, and then I do something to piss you off, and then we're back in.
And I had some shirts for you and everything.
Oh, for real?
I had an overtime shirt, beasting shirt,
and you
hats
kept it
and
at home?
everything. You just
Like,
said,
he
you know
doesn't
what?
deserve it.
He gonna put that back.
Oh,
no, I forgot
man.
it. I'll bring it. Next time I go to train at Henzo's, I'll bring it up to you or something.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
A real pleasure. One last thing before you go, if you don't mind. We have this banner over here. We've got a lot of important people that have signed it. Daniel Cormier, Jon Jones, to name a few. Do you mind signing it for us?
I could do that.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thanks
Good
for
luck
having
to you and
me.
your wife. Good luck with the
Thank
baby.
you.
Nothing better than fatherhood, my man. I have 3 of my own, and it will change your life for the better. So enjoy the ride. Enjoy these final moments, together, just the two of you. But all the unknown, all that, there's nothing better in the world. So enjoy every second.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Best of luck to you. We have some markers over there, if you don't mind. Corey Anderson stopping by. What a great guy. One of the top contenders in the UFC's light heavyweight division. Ali sent me a text saying that he is going to choke you the next time you train.
Choke me?
Yeah.
All right.
He said, who picked you up from the airport, let you sleep? I mean, all this stuff. It's just a long list. Jeez Louise.
Look, Ali, you know you my man's $100,000.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you how I feel. I told you in the car when you picked me up.
Unbelievable, this guy.
I'm a straight, honest guy. Shoot straight forward. You know that.
He watches and listens to everything.
That's my man.
He's waiting for the shout out. He's always waiting for the shout out.
Oh, shout out to Ali Abdelaziz for getting me on Ariel Helwani. My man. And pick me up from the airport.
Corey, all the best to you, my man. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Yep. Happy New Year. There he is. Corey Anderson. Take care. Beaston 25-8. Overtime. One of the top contenders in the UFC's light heavyweight division. Great to have him in studio. We appreciate it very much. Anthony Smith is getting that title shot. But guess what? Especially in that division, crazy things happen, so you never know what is going to happen.